Let's make a reversible apron from old jeans. Start by folding them in half and cutting off the top. Then cut each side vertically to separate the front from the back. You can choose either side as the bottom of your apron. Now let's use one uncut leg to make the top. I remember to iron as I go because it makes the final product come out neater. I pin the crotch flat so that I can sew it down later. Then I pin the bottom to the top and top stitch it together. I go through my stash of pockets to find just the right match. I sew on my label, then I attach it, then I trim off some excess fabric. Now for the flip side. I use the assembled denim piece as a template for the other side. Now I'm going to make a pocket for the bottom half. After I hem one edge of the pocket, I use the bottom half of this cut piece as a template for the pocket. I stitch the seam, then I stitch the pocket onto the larger piece. I stitch around the bottom and the side edges, but I also sew 2 vertical stitches to make 3 compartments. Now I'm going to make another pocket for the top of this side. I sew the seam down on every side. Then I sew it to the bigger part of the apron, leaving the top open. Now I'm going to make the waist ties. Make your waist ties whatever length you want, but be sure to consider the width of the waist of the apron piece. I made each of my 2 straps about 2 inches by 30 inches wide. I fold and press about 1/4 of an inch seam on each side. Then I fold it over onto itself, and I make sure I fold another seam on the end and press, then top stitch the outer edge of each one closed. Now I do the same thing for the neck straps, but shorter and more narrow. Again, you can make yours as long or as short as you want. I used I think each one of mine was about 20 inches wide, and maybe it folded down to about 1 inch. I sew my neck straps closed. Then I clip them in place to the polka dot side. Now you can skip this next step, but I wanted ruffles. So I measured the bottom curve and made a strap double that length. This process would go so much faster without this step, but it really adds a lot to the finished product. I line up and clip the raw edges of the ruffle strip with the raw edges of the bottom half of the finished apron side. After I clip it, I bring in my denim side. I flip it, right sides facing. I clip the 2 sides together along the outer edge. I leave a wide enough opening to flip it inside out when I'm done sewing. I sew all around the outer edge. Now, I flip it right side out through the opening. I press down the seams and press the gap closed. I top stitch the gap closed, and voila. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments and check the link in my bio for more info.